Shubhika.
Hey, hi Shamin. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Nice to see you here.
Same here. It's so nice to see you. So, you're reading something.
Yeah, I get away from all the drama at home to come here and read sometimes.
Wow. Talking about drama, I've been seeing your show, Business Conversations with Shubhika,
Right.
and I so wanted to come myself just to talk about Speech Perfect Dubai.
We can't wait to have you, and there couldn't be a more perfect time. Let's get on to the
Seriously?
sets and let's get into it right away.
Super, let's do it then.
Come on. So today on our show, we have Shamin, the owner and founder of Speech Perfect Dubai. Hi Shamin.
Hi, Shubhika.
Thank you so much for bumping into me and for making the time out to come onto the sets of Business Conversation with Shubhika.
No, thank you so much for actually having me here because we've been having this conversation of doing this show for quite some time now. So I'm glad finally today is the day.
Finally. And
Finally.
it's so good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So Shamin, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, okay. Born and brought up in Mumbai. My life has been a roller coaster actually. And I'll tell you what happened from 2005 because that's when everything changed. I'm here because of that.
Right.
So 2005, I'm a trained graphic designer. So I was supposed to go to Canada to study. And I didn't because I had to drop off my studies because either I had to save my sister or go on my studies. So I chose the latter. So I donated my kidney to my sister. 2005, everyone was after me. No one's going to get married to you. 2006, I get married. And 2008, I get my daughter. I come here in 2006. April 11th, 2006 is when I landed in this place that I now call home for the last 16 years. And yeah, that's been a roller coaster. I've done so many things in this country. It's unbelievable. And personally, I love India, but I enjoy staying in the UAE, and this has been my home. So yeah, this is where I am in my personal life.
Wonderful. And could you tell us where you are in your professional life and your professional work experience here?
My professional work experience is quite interesting. That's what people tell me when they read my LinkedIn profile. It's very interesting. I come from an event management background. As I said, I have done my diploma in graphic designing from a Canadian university, but Mumbai campus. And I had my own event company for 5 years called Athena Events here in the UAE. I pioneered the first ever early years education exhibition, IDEX.
Right.
And after that, things got a little difficult in the event business, and I always wanted to actually help kids, help people. That took me on a journey into getting into holistic healing. So I am a chakra healer, crystal healer, a rune reader, practicing numerologist.
Right.
And through that, drama, communication skills, all this teaching came with it, and this is how today I'm helping children, I'm helping adults through my trainings in speech and drama and communication skills. So it's been quite an interesting journey coming from a media background, events, worked in Gulf News, worked in Star TV, and suddenly now I'm a teacher. But I enjoy it. It's so fulfilling, very, very rewarding, and I don't see myself doing anything else from here on.
So beautifully put. Shamin, we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
And your achievements at Speech Perfect Dubai. So could you tell us a little bit about where did you gather your inspiration to start Speech Perfect Dubai?
My inspiration is my daughter, Krisha. A lot of you must have gone to parents-teachers meetings, right? Most parents go, and you have teachers telling you that your child disturbs the class or your child is talkative. Mine was the other way around. Every time I went to a PTM, I was told, Mrs. Pateile, your daughter just doesn't speak at all. And I knew that was there in her because she was a totally different person at home, very open, very confident, very naughty. But the minute she would go out, she would be completely zipped. not a single word.
Right.
And that's when I realized that she needed a speech and drama class or something where she was pushed to speak. And that time there weren't many. And I have done my Trinity College London exams in speech and drama, so I wanted a place where she could actually give these exams as well. So I found an institute, put her in. We've had our bouts of crying and howling and not wanting to go, but I pushed her. And she was 6 when she started that. Even then, when she was going, I would train her at home for a lot of competitions that took place,
right.
inter-class competitions. And I saw that she was, getting better at it.
Right.
And that's when I started thinking that if I can train my daughter, there'll be so many children like that, right? So I actually got invited to be a teacher at her institute, where I started teaching. I taught for a year, and then I saw, okay, certain teaching practices were not aligned with what I would do as a teacher.
Okay.
So after a year, I moved out, and Speech Perfect would not actually come around if some other institute would have given me a job, actually. When people say no to me, that's when I create my own. So if you don't give me a job, I'll create one for my own, and that's where Speech Perfect came in, that I realized that if I can teach, I don't need people to hire me. I can be my own boss. And that's when in 2016, Speech Perfect was born. And started off with 3 kids on my couch. And today I run classes online. I have classes starting in Dubai. I already have it in Al Nada. And there are more than about, in all these 5-6 years, I think, more than 150 kids I have actually trained myself.
Like I said, we're so proud of you and so proud of all your achievements.
Thank you.
We're very lucky to be hosting you on our show today and being able to cover your success journey. I hope that for all the parents watching, they would become more familiar with the advantages and the benefits of sending their children to your Speech and Communication Institute, which is Speech Perfect Dubai.
Thank you.
So you've been a holistic practitioner, Shamin.
Yes.
Tell me how that has added value and how you've been able to use that experience here at Speech Perfect Dubai.
Right. So what I do with my children is we do a lot of breath work.
Okay.
Because that's also a part of opening up your vocal cords.
Right.
Also gets you a little more grounded.
Right.
Apart from the vocal coaching, a lot of visualization exercises.
Okay.
Because most children or even adults that come to us, they are scared. There is this stage fright, which is very innate in everyone. Some people can overcome them naturally, some people need help.
Right.
So visualization exercises are something that I put them on stage in their minds.
Right.
And it helps them to actually see what the reality might look like versus what they think it would be.
Right.
So those kind of exercises. And finally, I have launched a deck of 56 cards, which is called Affirmations for Actors and Affirmations for Speakers. This is where the true holistic journey begins for a student, because these cards are they are made of chakra colors again. They have specific affirmations that relate to specific chakras as well.
Very interesting.
And this allows a more subconscious development towards getting better on stage as an actor or a speaker. So would you like to try it?
I would love to.
Super. All right. So I'll pass this on to you.
Okay.
You can open up the cards. So if you see the deck, it is a rainbow colored deck.
Right.
So there are 8 cards of each chakra color, of each color of the rainbow.
Okay.
And shuffle them up.
Right. Okay.
Spread them out now. And just run your hand and pick up a card that you feel like.
Okay.
What does it say?
I am creative.
Brilliant, and you are, right? So it's just a positive reinforcement that the students get. Because I've seen my students, their eyes light up saying, I own the stage, ma'am. It says I own the stage. So, that sparkle in their eyes is what gets them through the next 1 hour of the class because it runs within them. I have a powerful voice.
Right.
Right? These affirmations are so needed because no one tells these kids at home or in school that, hey, you've got a powerful voice. You are creative, right? Everything is just academics.
Correct.
So this is where my holistic teaching actually, I'm practicing this in my classes. So the first thing is every class, my students walk in, they sit on the floor, they shuffle their card deck, spread it out, and we start with pulling out a card, and that's how my classes start.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm enrolling for your classes. This sounds like too much fun.
Thank you.
So, what are some of the challenges, Shamin, that you face with, setting up a business here, and challenges with dealing with parents or your students here at Speech Perfect Dubai?
Well, I enjoy challenges, so it's not difficult for me to kind of, overcome them. But touch wood, it's been very smooth sailing thus far. And the main challenge came when the pandemic hit. But that also, my parents, my students were so supportive of me that within a week of UAE being hit with the pandemic and the curfew, we immediately moved on to online. I did not lose any of my children. They were all online, diligently working, and we also made sure we gave our Trinity College London exam that year.
Lovely.
And we had an 85% distinction rate, which is amazing without being in a physical class. So that was the only challenge we had, but as I said, we all came together and we made it happen. But when I see in terms of students coming in, I have dealt with students who have stuttering. I've dealt with borderline ADHD. I've dealt with students who come with borderline autism. But I love working. It's not a challenge. I love working because somehow, I don't know why, these students come to me. It's an innate way of healing them through drama as well, right? I've seen those children stop stuttering only in my class, literally. Because it's fascinating for me to see that transition that happens, a 360-degree transformation. And my parents tell me, the teacher was saying she's different in class, or he's different now, he's more confident. That's what keeps me going, even though any challenge is thrown at me.
Wow. So yes, every business has its own challenges, but
Yes.
it is the challenges that makes us stronger.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what exactly is non-verbal communication in drama?
Okay, non-verbal communication does not only come in drama,
Okay.
but even in our daily lives. Non-verbal communication simply means what are you communicating through your body, through your posture, through your eye contact, your facial expressions, right? Because you may also, in our daily lives, what happens is sometimes we meet people and we tend to say hi with a lot of enthusiasm, but our face gives away that we don't like that person. That's your nonverbal communication, right?
Correct.
Because what you say is not in sync with what you're showing on your face. Right. So a lot of times as speakers or as actors, we need to sync our dialogues or our speech along with the emotion that we're feeling, exactly relating with that our body posture, our eye contact, our facial expressions has to go with it. Otherwise, you will confuse your audience. Correct. Because if it's a scary scene and you're smiling, that just takes away the entire scene.
Right, right.
So that's what nonverbal communication is. And if you want to see a typical example, a mime is a very classic example of communicating non-verbally, because it's a silent act with only gestures, facial expressions, and body posture. That's it.
So exciting. So, Shamin, what are the key essentials for being a good actor?
Oh, wow. Nice question. Okay. Essentials for being a good actor. First, give yourself time. No one becomes good or great in a short span of time. And I always tell my students, there are just 3 P's to become anything good at anything. Practice, practice, practice. Because as an actor or a speaker, we are always multitasking.
Correct.
Because what happens is, if you're on stage, you need to know your lines,
Right.
you need to know your facial expressions, you need to know your timing, you need to know your cues, you need to know your stage area where you are going to move around. So movement, all this has to run in an actor's or a speaker's mind non-stop, simultaneously.
Right.
So you can't forget one and say, I'm going to, only
Correct.
focus on my speech or my dialogues.
Correct.
And that comes around with a lot of practice. That's where you become good at anything, when you get the complete package in.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So the key element, I would say, is practicing. Very essential. I tell my students, make the mirror your best friend, because your mirror won't lie.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you tell your mom to say it, your mom's going to be biased to say, amazing, that's wonderful.
Correct.
But the mirror will never lie. So, yeah.
Shamin, what makes Speech Perfect by the Perfect Speech and Drama Institute?
Well, I wouldn't say I am perfect or Speech Perfect is perfect, because I believe there's always someone better than you. But I strive to be the best that I can, and give my students the best that they have. I don't know about everyone else, but all I can say is I know each and every student of mine so well that it allows me to actually bring the best out of them. They're perfect, not my perfect.
Right. Right.
So that is where I think I stand out, because I do not assess children. I have a lot of parents asking me, can I come in for an assessment? And they're shocked to know that I do not assess the kids.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, assessment means, is that kid good enough for me? No. I have to be good enough for that child. Absolutely. And if I cannot be good enough, I shouldn't be doing what I do. Because my job is to bring the best out of any kid, any child. Whether your child is shy, whether your child has a speech issue, whether it's stuttering, whatever. But to bring that child at a level that that child feels confident is what my job is. And for that, I cannot assess. All are welcome.
Right.
So I think that is what does set me apart, because I see children as each individual unique being. Even when we have TCL exams, I actually give them their pieces based on their personalities, not whether I like the piece. I know their personality so well that everything goes around where the child is not pushed into being someone else suddenly. Right? So if you've got something like, if your vocals are a little on a higher tone, then something to do with Midsummer Night's Dream, the fairy monologue works well, because you are very light in your vocal cords, you're high-pitched, it works over there. So this is the kind of pattern that I follow with my students, that everyone has a personality, and the pieces that they do for the exams have to bring out the best of their personalities. So I think that's what does set me apart.
Absolutely. I think you're brilliant, and
Thank you.
I look up to you and this mindset that you have, because you are the driving force, and with the leadership skills that you have, I'm sure that all your employees and everyone that you work with in your team would be so proud of everything that you're doing here.
Thank you.
Shamin, what goals do you have for Speech Perfect Dubai over the next year? Short-term goals.
Short-term goals, okay. I want to expand to other areas in Dubai. I'm looking at expanding towards Business Bay area or GLT as well.
Okay.
I am also trying to get some teachers on board because how much ever I love to, I cannot be everywhere.
Right.
A lot of parents ask me, is it you teaching? And that sometimes puts me in a fix that what if I'm not teaching, but I cannot teach so many kids at one time.
Right.
So I'll need a few pairs of hands and legs, but I would always make sure that I'm involved.
Yes.
So that's one of my plans. And recently I've launched the adult communication classes.
Okay.
So already the first batch is going on.
Lovely.
We have 3 lovely ladies, and the second batch will be starting in February.
Okay.
Along with that, we have come up with something called Speakers in Stilettos,
Lovely.
which is a community for women, whether you're a homemaker, a career-oriented woman, or an entrepreneur.
Right.
It's to help you, give you tips, advice, hacks into your communication skills.
Right.
We'll be having WhatsApp group, a Facebook group. We're on Instagram shortly. And we will be hosting events where the members would be able to present their businesses.
Right.
We give them feedback. We refine the presentation. So by the time they actually go out, they have a fantastic presentation of their business and about themselves, so that there is no gray area or the fear of whether I'm doing it correctly. So that's what Speaker in Stilettos is all about.
So cool. Very, very interesting.
Thank you.
So this has already been launched, right, as we speak?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Shamin, I'm almost ready to sign up to your classes. But for
You're
the
most
sake of our
welcome.
audience, let's quickly do an activity to let them know how amazing you are at your job. And this would be exciting for them to watch as well.
Super. Since you spoke about nonverbal communication and drama,
Okay.
let's do a mime.
All
Because
right.
that's the only way that people will understand. And if they get what we're doing, I think we've done our job.
Excellent. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, so coming to the mime, what we're going to do today is called Dress Disaster.
Okay.
All right, so you got to follow me. The first thing is you're entering your room.
Right.
You open up your cupboard.
Right.
And you find a dress for yourself.
Correct.
You look into the mirror and you love that. Okay?
Okay.
So you will turn around and put it on your bed. The next thing, the ironing board comes out,
Right.
right? And you will start ironing.
Right.
In the meantime, a phone call comes in. You attend the phone call. You're enjoying the conversation with your friend. And then you smell something burning. You run towards your ironing board. And that's where you see your dress disaster. All right, so are you ready?
I'm ready. So all this without being able to speak anything. That's just-
Absolutely.
Okay.
No sound whatsoever.
All right.
All right,
All
ready?
right. Ready.
Okay, let's do it. Well done, you!
Thank you so much. That was lots of fun.
Mimes are actually,
Mimes
they
are
are
a lot of fun,
My
yeah.
students love them.
So cool. It took me back to school and my drama class in school. I was always a theatre and drama person.
Super.
So this brought back some amazing memories. That was super fun. I'm sure the audience enjoyed seeing me mime and enact something for all my friends and the audience watching. This has been super fun, so entertaining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shamin, for being on the
Thank you.
sets of Business Conversations with Shubhika. It has been engaging, it has been fun, it has been lovely to have you here.
Thank you so
We
much.
hope to keep bringing you back in front of the camera through every stage that you go through at Speech Perfect Dubai.
I would
And
love
all
that.
the very best to you.
Thank you so much, Shubhika. Thank you so much. It was lovely to have spent time with you. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Thank you. Take
And
care.
I will see you in class very shortly.
Yes, I can't wait.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
And just like that, we come to yet another episode of Business Conversations with Shubhika, where every other week we present to you an entrepreneur that gets to market and talk about their business. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time, take care.